I knew this was gonna happen because I was talking to one of my friends, yeah, and I just deeped this. Horikoshi does this all the time. Realize this, okay? So when there's big things, like when these big arcs happens or something, when you're not realizing it, yeah, when it's the die down or something, Horikoshi will just flip it on you, and he'll bring something up, like bring something up which is mad. When we got it with the Twice backstory, we got it with Kami and Toga and all that kind of stuff. We got it with Shigaraki, and Dabi turning up to get, overhaul. Like Horikoshi does these things. He lets these things die down. We get hyped on something else, our attention's off it, and then bam, he brings stuff up like this. And I'm talking about the end of the chapter. The whole thing with Deku and the previous users of One for All. I've got it up here. And I just need to go over to that again. So, yeah. When was the last time we got this, like, when we even knew anything about this? Sports Festival. It's when Deku was fighting against... What's his name? Everyone loves him. What's his name? Shinzo. Yeah, so it was when Deku was fighting against Shinzo, and Shinzo's got like a brainwashing quirk, basically. Like, he can stop you from moving and tell you to do whatever he wants you to do. At this point in time, obviously Deku was immobilized. He was about to walk off the ring, and then all of a sudden he had like a vision, basically, and he saw the previous users of One for All, and they basically urged him to move. Like, they moved him. So, okay, Deki goes to sleep, after training as my guy. I just related to that so much. You know those days when, like, you're so tired, it's the end of the day, and, like, you just collapse into your bed even without having a shower. Like, you're just conked out when you even sit down on your sofa. So, yeah, Deku's falling asleep, and he has a dream, and first of all, I want to talk about this point. He's, like, covered and shrouded in darkness, like, and he's got, like, a mask, basically covering up most of his body, and most of his face as well. And he says, next to me was a beautiful woman with a tough looking face. So I don't know what that means. Is that a compliment or what? Behind her were people I'd never seen before. And then you're seeing the previous users of One for All. You see one guy who looks like he's in, who looks like one of the kids from Shiketsu. Not Shiketsu, Miss Joke School. What is that? It's got the guy with the shake. Anyway, we'll see it in the upcoming anime. That guy that can like throw the balls and stuff like that. Then we see a guy that kind of looks a little bit like Todoroki. We see a guy that looks like Groot. To be honest, we're not seeing the whole of the person, but he looks very like tree-like or like a chrysalis diamond kind of like. And then we see a guy in fire. Now, I'm thinking that's All Might. Or the way that it looks. I don't know, maybe I'm probably wrong. But the thing is, Deku did see All Might in that vision from the sports festival, so yeah, I'm really intrigued. I'm thinking it's something like the Force. Do you know in Star Wars how I was about to say Speed Force. I've been watching too much Flash. Do you know how in Star Wars, like they all speak to Yoda, they speak to Obi-Wan, all that kind of thing. Maybe it's like that. They're like alive in the Force, like their spirits in the Force, just like this. They're in. But the thing is, my point is why I. Not that I don't agree with it, but the thing is, it's never been Horikoshi has never hinted Boku no Hero to be that kind of series. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's always been very grounded. It's heroes and villains. That's what it is with these quirks. It's never ever had any hints to be something mystical, or something ethereal, or otherworldly, or supernatural. Like, it hasn't had those hints. Now, don't get me wrong. If you go into that, I won't be that bothered. I think that would be really cool of a story because we'll always be like Horikoshi. What's the word? It'll be always. It won't be predictable. It'll be unpredictable. And I'm not. If let's say this is spiritual or mystical or whatever. I doubt Horikoshi will put it on the forefront because I'd be like, not. Some people may be like, hey, I didn't sign up for this. Personally, I would like it. I think it'll be awesome because I like the series either way. But yeah, there's a lot of mystery shrouded around it. And yeah, so it says I've seen this before, but it's much clearer. So okay, so on the last page we see the first user of One for All, which was All for One's brother, and then Deku's like right next to him, and it's like a flashback, so it's like he's seeing into the past, which is very intriguing. Yeah, he's seen into the past. Very intriguing. So it says, "Why do you stand against me? Join me in my conquest, my adorable, foolish younger brother." And it's like, because everything you're doing is wrong, and I can't possibly forgive you. Not a single fibre of your being. Okay, probably a typo kind of thing. But either way, so it's One for All versus All for One. So this looks like we're going into the flashback of you know, like the first battle kind of thing. But I'm really intrigued. Now, is Deku the first user to have this? Probably not, because when Deku spoke to this about All Might pretended he knew nothing about it, which, first of all, is a little bit shady as well. But then All Might was just like, hey, it's good that you saw me kind of thing. So we know that All Might knows of this. Whether it is like the intentions and the thoughts and like the past and all that held within the quirk, because the quirk's passed on. Maybe it's something like that. I don't see this becoming a thing where like Deku can talk to the previous users of One for All. I don't think it's going to be like that. I feel like it's just impressions, if you get what I mean. Like it's something which has been left behind. That's how I think it is. But yeah, aside from that, man, oh man, what a chapter. I just got to go back to like the start of it. First of all, guys, do you know how funny this is? Okay, civilian number one is like a thing. He's called the Can't You See Con. Guys, so like, this is hilarious because I just love it how, first of all, it's funny because I love the civilian number one guy. Like, he just made me laugh. I don't know why it was funny, but he was. Then I also find it funny how basically society has taken hold of this and now changed it. They've turned it into a meme. This guy's making a buck. Like, he's making a living of this now, which is so hilarious. Like, I just love it. This is why Horikoji's comedy is top notch. Like, I don't know. It's the kind of comedy which makes me laugh, but it's one of those kind of things. Like, maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's mine. But yeah, okay. So Endeavor's scar. Endeavor's scar looks really, really awesome. It's very kind of obviously it's very similar to Todoroki. I love Todoroki's reaction. Todoroki's reaction, him just eating his noodles, is basically the equivalent of someone sipping their tea and being like, it's none of my business. But like he's being so kind of what's the word? Sarky about it maybe. It's hilarious because he's just like, oh, you can see you've got a scar or something like that. And even just throughout this whole process, like when Natsu was like shouting and raging, like Todoroki's still just slurping on his noodles. So that was kind of hilarious. So we see Endeavor's scar and it's like all the way down here. It is a cool scar. I was gonna say something how it's pretty cool how we see what's her name? Maybe she's there. I can't. No. Yeah, Recovery Girl. Yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty cool how Recovery Girl's there because like Endeavour was a previous student, so like they even say in this chapter like, oh yeah, I'm coming because you're alumni and you're the number one. So I would really love to see a flashback of Endeavour in UA. Like I'd love to see that high school kind of moment because we know that Pres Mike and Eraserhead was there, obviously All Might. So we've seen flashbacks with Mike and Eraserhead in the anime. I don't know if we've seen All Might in UA, but we've seen All Might as young at that age, but we haven't seen Endeavour yet. So I really want to see that. I think that would just be cool. I want to know what he's like. I feel like Endeavour is very similar to Todoroki in the sense of like the quietness, but it's also kind of like Bakugo. I feel like young Endeavour would be like a Bakugo mixed with a Todoroki. But yeah, other than that, this chapter was basically focusing in on the central characters of the Todoroki household. We get a name drop on the older brother, Toya. I want to get that up quickly. But yeah, whilst I'm getting that, little cool thing, in one of the pages you see Hawks as a kid and he's got an Endeavour toy. So that's confirmed that Endeavour was basically Hawks' like number one hero. Like to him, so just as Deku was to All Might, but just how everyone looks up to All Might, he looks up to Endeavour, and that's really cool. It's really, I really did like that touch. It's a little nice thing. So yeah, so this is what he says. By the way, the interactions between this was amazing. Like, not only was it grounded, because in my opinion, I wouldn't have liked it if all the kids were just like, yeah, like okay. So it's from my point of view, it seems like Fuyumi is the one who's probably the most gearing towards this because I doubt she was affected as much. I'm thinking it's more the boys, to be honest, that Endeavour was basically pushing all of this pressure on them. I reckon Fuyumi wasn't as affected directly. Obviously she was affected, but yeah. So I'm thinking Fuyumi's one that's really gearing towards this reconciliation. Todoroki is a bit more 50-50, like he can't neglect his feelings, but he doesn't have to process them yet. And Natsu is kind of like so annoyed, but deep down he's kind of like, I feel like Natsu is kind of like, yeah, I'm not forgetting anything what you've done, but like he also doesn't want to acknowledge and he doesn't want to admit that he's kind of, you know, not forgiving him, but on the steps towards that, or on the steps to acknowledging that Endeavor's trying to change. Like he's not even acknowledging that Endeavor is trying to change. Like even in this chapter, Endeavor's just like, I'm facing my past head on, and he's like, is that so? And then just runs away. So yeah, I think it's very intriguing. Now with the big brother, oh, did I just miss the page? I feel like it's Toyu. I come on. Oh yeah, Tuya. So I'm probably pronouncing that incorrect, but either way, Taoya or something like that. Now people are thinking, yeah, this is Dabi. I don't know, like I'm 50-50 in the sense of how if he's not the brother, if he's not a relative, I think that'll be pretty cool because I mean, this is very cliche. Like, don't get me wrong, it's very cliche and it's very predictable. So I'd be intrigued if Horikoshi does something different. Like, I wouldn't be annoyed about that, but I could tell that some people would obviously be annoyed. But either way, Big Bro Tuyo, we don't know what happened to him, but the way that they were implying in this chapter seems like something bad happened. Maybe a death, an accident, something where, or maybe something similar to Fuyumi. Not Fuyumi, sorry, Rei, the mum. I'm not really sure because I just can't see Endeavor like, I don't know, killing him or like inadvertently driving him towards their death. I don't know, I just can't see that happening. However, it has to be something big. Maybe I'm thinking maybe he just ran away. So if this is Dabi, I'm thinking all of this kind of drove to into running away, and like they haven't seen him since. Maybe it's something like that because yeah, I just can't see its death. I mean, if it is, like, how are we gonna feel? Imagine, like, we'll go through a redemption of this guy's character. People are loving him, like, I'm liking Endeavor, man, I'm a fan. And then all of a sudden he's just like, he's a murderer. And I'm like, oh, Koshi, what are you doing? So, like, that's how I would feel. But, yeah. So I'm thinking he ran away, hasn't seen the family since, and that is one of the sins of Endeavor. Like, that's what he's carrying on and facing forward, which is very interesting. However, I wonder if he didn't run away, what else could it be? Could it be death? Could it be, I don't know. Yeah, could it be, let's say he was born without a quirk and then Endeavor was just like, yo, no use to me. So like, took him up to adoption. Maybe something like that. We know adoption lies very hard, it's not at a focal point, but it's very important through the series. Shigaraki went up, Shigaraki's dad, I believe, or mum, went up into adoption. That's what why am I forgetting things? That's what All For One, All Might Sensei, Nana, Shimuru Nana, she took her children into foster care because she didn't want her child to get all caught up in all this kind of stuff. So yeah, guys, please tell me what you think about that because I'm really intrigued. What do you think? Do you think adoption, death, ran away from home? I just realized Todoroki. There was the page when so basically Todoroki's like looking at the screen. I thought the TV, I thought it was the TV that was speaking, saying Endeavor's amazing hero, but no, in fact it was actually Todoroki. So Todoroki goes through a lot of thought processes, vocally out loud, and he is saying how, you know, he's an amazing hero. However, I can't forgive you for what you've done to my mum, for what you've done to all of us. So yeah, it's really awesome to see actually Todoroki's emotions and how he's truly feeling about this situation right out on the sorry. It's really awesome to see Todoroki's emotions and how he's thinking. Like, it's all out there in the open now. We know how he feels. He's actually even addressed it to Endeavor as well. Like, that's big. That's important right there. And then with what's it called? With not Todoroki, sorry, with Endeavor saying, you know what I realized in this chapter, he kept saying he wants to atone for his sins. Now, I don't know if that's like a death flag, not for his sins, but for like his past. I don't know if that's a death flag or yeah, if that's implying that he's gonna do something really big, on like go for like a big confession of like, look, this is my past, but I'm no longer him anymore. I don't know what's gonna happen, but is that a death flag? Like, is that a death flag? I don't know. It could be. It could be, or is something big gonna happen? Me personally, I'm on the viewpoint of like, he's been through enough now. Like, look, this fight that he just went through, like, he can't go through any more pain, man. But it's interesting, you know, with all these injuries, is he now gonna be weaker? Because one of the civilians did say like he won, but it was a lot of trouble. So yeah, I think that's kind of interesting to note. Is he gonna be weaker or is he gonna become stronger from this? Like, is he gonna go back into training and get a bit more stronger? You know, get out a couple more super moves and all that kind of stuff. Who knows? He really, really knows. But yeah, other than that, Hawks, man, I feel like yeah, this Icarus theme, Hawks is really treading on something dangerous, and if he does get too close, he can get endangered. So Endeavour did say something quite smart. He said, obviously Endeavour doesn't know, but he's like, if you want to continue this investigation, maybe you need someone to help you just in case something similar happens. So yeah, maybe Hawks will decide to bring someone in on this. Maybe Hawks is like, listen, or goes back to the higher ups and like, yeah, I can't do this by myself. We need another person. Imagine you're like, who knows? Who knows? But if not, it was really awesome to see how Hawks is really, what's the word? He's got this shoulder on him, like this burden. He's holding it into himself because he can't tell anyone. And like, how long can a man last like that? Really and truly. There was one more panel which I did find a little bit interesting. It was during the Camino. It said like, oh, a kid saved you. Now I don't know who kid. At first I thought, is that Hawks? But it can't be. Like Hawks is in his 20s. And he was still in his 20s during the Camino War arc. Like, I don't know what's going on there. Maybe I have to read a better translation, but that was a little bit fuzzy. I didn't really understand that. But yeah, guys, please tell me your thoughts in the comments below what you thought of this chapter. If you liked anything I say, please drop a like. That will be greatly appreciated. Yeah, stay tuned because next week's going to be a bit mad, especially this chapter. We're going to get a flashback to the first fight, or we're going to, I don't know, we're going to get a bit more info on the first wielder of All for One for All. And then we're going to get a bit more info of All for One. Like, slowly and steadily, like, we're really getting, like, the hype is building for All for One a bit even more. Because obviously he's in Tartarus, but is he? Like, we don't know. But yeah, the talk of him is really increasing. So yeah, guys, peace out.